For those of y'all who think Jay-Z paid off Jane Doe and Tony Buzbee in some quiet settlement, that ain't even happening. Jay-Z is still suing Tony Buzbee for defamation.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal.
What's up? I told y'all on the main channel, there is no way that Jay-Z would settle or pay 1 red cent, 1 red penny, as he said, to Tony Buzbee or to that Jane Doe. Now we're finding out for sure that there is no settlement whatsoever because he is still going after Tony Buzbee for defamation and extortion. It is still happening, y'all. In fact, he even says he felt like he had a weapon to his head after this lawsuit was filed on the night of his daughter's big time premiere. Okay, his Mufasa premiere. Blue Ivy is in this movie, and she was about to take the red carpet. It was her moment to shine. He feels like that filing came out on the same day so that he can be out there and get hit with all kinds of press and ridicule. That's what he's basically saying, all right? So like I said, for those of y'all who believe that because that Jane Doe lawsuit was dismissed, it solely was because of some sort of settlement or, that he paid some people off, maybe Tony Buzbee and this Jane Doe, that is not the case at all. This shows you proof positive that there was no money, no exchange of money at all to get this lawsuit dropped. Now, if you don't know, is that Jane Doe that said she was 13 when she was viciously attacked in 2000 at a VMA's after party where she claims that Jay-Z and Diddy took turns basically violating her while a female celebrity was in the room in audience, just watching the whole thing go down. Now we already know, as we talked about on my main channel, that lawsuit has been dismissed with prejudice. So that means there is no way that she can refile. In other words, either that lie detector test that Tony Buzbee said she was going to do said something, or she just came out and flat out said that I am not telling the truth. Or he found some major inconsistencies as well in her statements and in her story. Let's not forget, she was on NBC as well, doing a big time interview. It is basically the interview that launched 1,000 questions, right? That launched 1,000 hard looks, okay, in her direction. And of course, in Tony Buzbee's direction. And now, of course, weeks later, that lawsuit has been dropped. And again, Jay-Z won big time in that situation. And Diddy, let's not forget that too. Diddy as well. All right. So we got to get into this because, again, this is some crazy stuff, but this is what they're saying. Jay-Z felt like he had a weapon to his head after this lawsuit came out, okay, and was filed on the same night of his daughter Blue Ivy's Lion King premiere, okay, Mufasa premiere. So he's continuing to speak out. Jay-Z is continuing to speak out following the dismissal of this lawsuit against himself and Diddy over these allegations of SA. Okay, in a declaration filed in Los Angeles, on Monday. Okay, the rapper stated that he believes attorney Tony Buzbee, who represented the Jane Doe, who alleged that he and Diddy did these terrible things, purposefully inflicted emotional distress on him by filing this lawsuit. So the declaration added that Buzbee intentionally filed this lawsuit, okay, or this complaint, on the eve of his daughter's Blue Ivy's Mufasa the Lion King movie premiere to put me in a position of having to choose between supporting my daughter or hiding to avoid the negative press. And guess what he did? He still showed up, right? He still showed up, stood there, supported his daughter, 10 toes down, supporting his daughter on her first, her big premiere and all that stuff, right? And yeah, people were tearing him apart for showing up after all of these allegations came out, right? Now, of course, we already know Beyonce was there too, okay? He also alleges that he lost $20 million in contracts due to the false allegations in Buzbee's lawsuit, and that he has been going through deep mental anguish since it was filed in October of 2024. I felt that Mr. Buzbee was placing a weapon, got to use these code words, to my head, that I either bow to his demands or endure personal and financial ruin. This is what the rapper said, okay? And this is what he wrote in a declaration. And again, this is at the Mufasa premiere. You have Blue Ivy, Beyonce, and Jay-Z standing together. And he's like, I'm not going to miss out on this big moment for my daughter. Okay, this is a big moment. If these allegations are out here, I got to stand 10 toes down for my daughter. F that. I'm going to still show up. But yeah, there was a lot of ridicule. People were side-eyeing him like a mother lover. And even they were going in on Blue Ivy's dress as well. But that's another conversation in itself, a whole other debate. Okay, so Jay-Z first filed suit against Buzbee in LA several months ago, accusing him of civil extortion, defamation, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Okay. Now, what's interesting is, of course, this lawsuit is still going on, right? So he's still suing Tony Buzbee over false allegations and claims $20 million in losses. And again, let's be real. I've said this before. This is a terrible thing. As soon as you get hit with the allegations of SA, R, or anything of that sort, that stuff sticks on to you. And it's instantly in the court of public opinion, which I totally understand, because we are all, we all want to side on the side of justice, and we all want to believe the victims that step forward. The court of public opinion is quick to look at that person and say, that person's guilty as hell. And of course, it's like having the scarlet letter. It's almost like you have leprosy. No one wants to be anywhere near somebody who is alleged of doing terrible, terrible things, especially when it has to do with littles, So I could see as soon as this lawsuit dropped, especially this was a high profile case with Diddy. And then, of course, right when Jay-Z gets thrown into it, yeah, I could see a lot of people going, we don't want anything to do with this. We're stepping away. But we also noticed that the NFL stayed by his side throughout the entire thing, okay, which is also very telling as well. But let's take a look at this, okay? So hip-hop mogul Jay-Z has taken legal action against Tony Buzbee, all right, accusing him of defamation, civil extortion, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. The lawsuit follows the dismissal. This follows the dismissal of the R case filed against Jay-Z and Diddy in October 2024. Jay-Z claims the false allegations strategically filed the night before his daughter's highly anticipated premiere, okay, of that Mufasa. All right. And we already know about the lawsuit and all that, but still, the fact that he's like, I felt like it was so stressful, and I felt pressured to either show up and get hit with tomatoes, right, on this red carpet and support my daughter, or hide out. And and of course he chose the prior. He chose the first. I'm going to show up. And still people were hurling all kinds of questions at him. And of course, a lot of people were judging the hell out of the three, okay, which was absolutely insane. But like I said, as soon as you are accused of something this heinous, this egregious, this deplorable, yeah, people are going to be side-eyeing you like crazy, whether or not you are innocent or not. And what's really sad about this too is that he will still have this will still be tattooed on his shoulder forever. Doesn't matter if he's been exonerated and his name has been cleared. There's still going to be allegations, and there's still going to be people saying something out there. There are people that are going to sit there and go, okay, his name is cleared out of this situation. The lawsuit was dropped. There will be some people like, okay, he was innocent. But then at the same time, there's still going to be people holding on to this and saying, no, he ain't innocent. No, he's the devil. I'm telling you, he's the devil. And that's what's so sad about this situation. Real talk. That's what's really, really sad about the situation. But I mean, of course, as time goes on, we're going to be hearing more and more stuff, I'm sure. And of course, he's not completely out of the woods. Again, just because he was found to be innocent and have nothing to do with this, and that this lawsuit, I guess, is fake, does not mean that he's in the clear. It doesn't mean that, he hasn't done bad things in the past. But at the same time, he's been exonerated and his name is cleared out of this situation. And he is still suing Tony Buzbee for millions of dollars. Again, he ain't happy about this. And this also shows proof positive that there was no settlement whatsoever. But what say you guys? Comment down below. What are your thoughts on this? The situation, I think, is just only going to get worse for Tony Buzbee, because let's not forget, it's not only just Jay-Z. Diddy might be doing a massive lawsuit aiming straight at Tony Buzbee. And this one he could possibly win. If Jay-Z is going after him for millions of dollars, for a fact Diddy is too. And I'm still wondering if Tony Buzbee has made any statement as of late, because I'd like to hear what he got to say about all this stuff too, because this is some crazy, crazy stuff. But I digress, guys. Comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Hit that like button down below. Crush that subscribe button. And we'll talk soon. I don't think this is going to be good for Tony Buzbee. Like I said, he needs to make sure he has a vetting process that is ironclad, foolproof, period. Because this did not help him, and this definitely does not help all the other victims that are stepping forward and trying to get justice. But comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. It's time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.